hi there, folks. Now, what I want to talk about today is about the next Warcraft movie. Now, they did the first one, which had some sort of moderate kind of approval, but it kind of missed some of the points it needed to hit. And I want to see the next movie absolutely nail it and wow people's socks off. No pun intended. The problem that they had was that they started at the very beginning, which is a mistake. Okay, they're starting with an origin. And if you do an origin, it takes a long, long time to build up all the characters and build up the whole world, which is what they're doing. And it's a mistake. Okay, so they started with orcs and humans. And they're not showing the whole load of people out there what Warcraft is all about. Now, they're missing so much. And it's because they're starting from the start. What they should do is do what they did for Star Wars. And Star Wars is a very successful franchise, still going today. And they started at the halfway through the storyline, okay? And that's what Warcraft should do, the same thing. Learn from that. Star Wars started right at the most exciting time, and they built up the interest among its fans and so on. And then they started going to these silly little beginnings and showed Darth Vader as a baby, a little kid, which is a big flop as a movie, really. And that's what they're doing with the Thrall thing in Warcraft. They got this little orc baby, and everyone's going to go, little baby, No, I don't want to see that. And I don't think most Warcraft people want to see that. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. I don't want to see the next movie if it's going to just continue from there. I think they could kill the whole franchise off. One thing is, the Horde are the bad guys. They have to understand that. Horde are the bad guys. The orcs are not human beings, they're orcs. It just don't seem to understand the old characters. They've got to be more brutal and much more nasty. They can't be happy and smiley and all these things that the human beings are. They're different. That's what we like about them. You can't tell me that the undead, they're the good guys as well. Are the undead good guys? No. The undead are bad guys. Look at him, he's a skeleton. He's a walking skeleton. He's like a zombie. And that zombie's a good guy. Don't, he's misunderstood. That's the only thing. He's just as good as a human being. He's just as good as that dwarf. That dwarf and that zombie, and a shambling along. They're both the same. They're both good guys. He's just misunderstood. Basically anybody that plays a horde, in Warcraft is trying to be like the bad guy. I want to play the bad guy. I want to have fun ruining, wrecking things and, screwing other people's fun up and stuff. I love all that. I love to do that. And the ordinary guy playing this Horde, he's probably an okay guy, but he just wants to be a bad guy just once in a while. Blizzard don't seem to understand. They seem to think that Horde and Alliance are identical. They're both the same. No, they're not. So what I'm saying is, they should go straight to Burning Crusade, one of the most exciting periods of Warcraft, where they brought in loads of these demons and ogres and great creatures that you can have. Imagine them being animated and so on. It would be fantastic. And people who've never seen Warcraft before, they say, hey, this is something special here. This is something great. So you have all these demons and stuff. The other thing Blizzard never did was they didn't introduce everybody to all the characters in the Warcraft franchise, the Warcraft game. And in particular, there was no gnomes. Now, they gotta have gnomes. Gnomes are one of the great characters in the game. And they gotta have them in the movie. And there's other races as well, so they can have them all in there. But gnomes is a big one. And it'll make people laugh, and it'll entertain people. It really missed out on a big one there by holding them out of the first movie. Big mistake there. And I think they should have a storyline where you can have two parties, okay, because you gotta have the Horde side, Blizzard like to even things up all the time. And they both like two crack teams, they want to do some mission to kind of get behind the Burning Legion, and they want to kind of, do something. And so you can have two parties, and it'll be just like the game. It'll appeal to a lot of people that play the game Warcraft. The second thing they gotta do is they gotta go full CGI, all right? Because that's how all the cinematics that they have when you play Warcraft the game. They have these fantastic cinematics. They have the best cinematics of any game because they tried to copy Avatar, which is a highly successful Oscar-winning movie, and they tried to copy that. So hey, they get all the accolades and stuff. So let's do like them, instead of doing what they're doing great. What they do great, Blizzard, is they make the best CGI graphics of any kind of game or anything. And what they did in this movie, the first one, is they had the humans as real people. And I like all the actors, but they made a mistake by having the humans be human. They should have made them into CGI models just like the orcs were. And end up, the orcs got all the glory, and it kind of ruined the film a little bit, So they need to go full CGI for the next movie. There's talk that they're going to make the sequel in China because they did so well over there, in the sales, It's a perfect reason to make it all in CGI. Then you can have Chinese actors doing the voices, like who flung what and why. So in the end, what they got to do is show these critics, in particular the critics in the USA, what Warcraft is all about. And they didn't do it in the first movie because they concentrated on the small beginning kind of part. And they had this little baby bit at the end, which kind of makes you kind of ill. They need to go straight into the thick of it and kind of show everybody why so many people play World of Warcraft the game, why so many people play it for so many years, why it's so successful. And they need to show them everything, show them how it all works, have these demons and have these fantastic creatures in it and the gnomes, and all the other things, and make it full CGI.
I'm gonna light you
go
up,
to
sweet
town
cheeks.
with the graphics, go to town and just knock people's socks off, and it'll be a fantastic franchise. And imagine if it's a great movie, this one, it will attract so many people to the game to play, to subscribe, and it'll make for more movies, and it'll be like the Star Wars franchise again. If they make a great movie, that's what can happen. So that's what they should do. So I hope you like this, and I hope you agree with my ideas. So I'm just saying, if you like it, give me a like down below. Otherwise, I'll see you around. So peace.